Hello. We're back. Yeah, I'm sorry for the frame drops. I don't know why it's that bad tonight. I mean, I know it's really cold out. I don't know if that could be the issue. Maybe I have too much things open? I don't know. I mean, looking at my disk space stuff and everything looks fine. Ethernet looks fine. GPU, CPU, memory. It's all in really good shape, but I think it's just maybe the Wi-Fi signal. I mean, it is only like 5 degrees though, so I guess that could explain it. I'm not used to it dropping so often, but just in case there is some problems, we'll remove some stuff here to maybe help improve it. But yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I have the heat on, or my little like heater on, so if you hear that, that's what's on the background. Please give me slack. It's freaking cold out. It's cold. So, got my Robin hoodie on. I might have to take it off if I get too sweaty, because this game makes you sweat even if you're really competitive. So, yeah. So, thank you, JC, for the $1. I saw you tip that, so I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know if my chat isn't working or not. I'll have to boot up Opera GX, which I've been using a lot lately. I will say Opera GX is really good. I can stream with it on and other stuff. I have to open it now, but yeah, I'm able to do stuff with it, and there's really no big problems with it that I've saw. So it's very good. I just had to get used to like the operating system and like where everything's labeled or located, because this is a little bit different. But either way, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, so okay, chat's working. It's just no one's saying anything, but that's okay. So yeah, my Streamlabs is working as it's supposed to. So I don't want to prolong this anymore. We'll jump right into things. So yeah, we're gonna check our stats real quick. We're gonna be doing Texas, Martinsville, or Talladega, then Martinsville. So 2 of those 3 I think we can win. Martinsville, I know we're going to suck, so it's going to be important to build up that point lead while we can, because we got 32 points on Jarrett, so we'll probably extend it even more after Texas. So we'll just jump right into it. Chassis, we don't even really need to bring the best stuff for Texas, so we'll bring our weakest stuff, theoretically speaking. So we'll bring that, and the body, 77, I guess that's technically our weakest, so we'll do that. 77 car rating, which is nice. So chat isn't working at all on my end. There's no one. Yeah, yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Hey, hello, Devin. I'm doing all right. I'm doing a lot better than what I was on Tuesday. Just taking those couple days off just to chill. That helped a lot. That's why it's always so hard for me to stream multiple days in a row, because it just, for whatever reason, I just can't do it. I don't know how people do it. It just breaks me. So, once or twice a week might be probably all we'll get out of myself. So, either way, let me make sure all this is good. We'll definitely do some practice laps just to get a feel for the car to make sure everything's good. I gotta move my face cam because I set that up for ignition. So right about there. So just make sure the 4th gear is all good. Either way, I think, you know, we should be doing pretty good. I will talk about my epic Arby's journey adventure once I get the lead, because that's definitely going to happen, because there's so much to say. That's kind of why I did the stream, because there's so much to talk about. It's like, oh my god, I actually got things to discuss in a stream. So that would be kind of fun to try that out. I think 4th gear is alright. And it's getting too close to the red. I might have to lower it just 1 click, but Otherwise, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna adjust the 4th gear. Hello, Phantom Foxy. Thanks for stopping by. If you're still gonna do the Rivals career mode, I highly seriously simulate the Roval. I was thinking that, but we're not gonna do it. I am gonna put it on relaxed yellows, and even then we'll probably still have a lot of yellows, but at least we'll have a shot to at least make it to the end. So just turn off cautions. No, I mean I ain't no freaking pleb. I'll put them on relaxed, and there'll probably be still a lot of yellows. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I can't wait to get to that because I saw Mertz's thing. That track is so... It is objectively, in terms of just the AI getting around the track, has to be the worst one in the game. And I don't know why it's that bad. It's an Ultimate Edition Plus, and it's perfectly fine. So it makes no sense why it's that broken. It's weird that they even copy and paste stuff, and it's one of those things where it's like, how can you not, like, notice that when you're coding or, like, testing the game? Like, did they really even have anyone test it? Did they just, like, copy and paste files over, and then that was it? They didn't even play test it? Which, I mean, wouldn't shock me. But just, like, the lack of attention to detail and just the lack of care. It literally, at times, feels like a beta, which is how just thrown together it all is. Especially with the playoff grid, where, like, the numbers are, like, the text files are, like, bleeding on top of each other. And it's like, it can't be that hard to mess with that and get that right. High TV was even saying that in my stream with when I was it Animation? No, it was with the Rivals stream. He was even saying that with the paint schemes, like they could have added in more like paint schemes because they can port the Ignition like paint schemes onto Rivals and there's like no problems, which I thought there would have been because different consoles. I mean, it is the same game engine, but I didn't know if like the graphics can transfer over to that or if there would be a problem. But apparently, from what High TV said, which I'm gonna take his word for because he has his hands deep in the coding of these games, so he knows about the inner workings. Which really says a lot because if they can just do that much, I can't wait for High TV to get everything all together with his stuff because I think that's gonna probably be what we're looking forward to because I can't trust that 2022 DLC to come out. So we're just gonna race. We're gonna jump right into it. We'll have Emmerin take it away here and see what they have to say for us tonight. Let me
Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas, and today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Samsung Radio Shack 500. What's in store for these drivers today?
Texas is a D-oval, which is similar to Lowe's in Atlanta. It can be very tricky to drive, though, because it has a very narrow groove. These guys will have to be patient and plan their passes perfectly if they want a shot at victory lane.
Kyle had a very rough season in 2002.
Did he ever? With no top 10 finishes and an average finish of 27th, you know it is a year he would like to forget.
Something a little out of the ordinary in this one for Mark Martin.
I spoke to the crew chief this morning and he told me they just missed the setup in qualifying. But he expects his driver to make his way up through the field and get a good finish without much problem.
Yeah, damn right.
The DeVilbiss car will start this race with the all-important points lead.
If I was him, I wouldn't even think about the points. I'd just try to stay focused on getting the best finish I can. After all, consistency is what wins the championship.
Not anymore. I say that joke all the time, and yet I always still use it. No alternate schemes. Are you shitting me?
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Current's fourth. Holy shit. All right, multiple Winston Cup cars getting on the racetrack. Yeah, I don't know why he always says DeVilbiss car. It doesn't make sense. Steve Park alternate scheme. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't see it. So upset about the IndyCar racing stuff. The IR18 is one of my favorite. Yeah, that whole situation is bad. I was almost going to make a video, but I don't know. But I assure you, I'm in the loop with all that. It's a bad look. It doesn't look good. The insanity, even if this was done before Ignition was out with this deal, or even after, if it's before, it's asinine that they would even give it to someone that literally had no game experience ever. And if it's after Ignition, that's even worse because that's after the fact of the most horrific game ever. So, IndyCar, that whole deal, that's been so fucked. And it's really sad that Motorsport Games basically has the exclusivity on fucking IndyCar, which will either A, not even exist or be made, or B, if it's made, it's going to be awful. But I swear, if I hear people saying like, "Oh, it's better than nothing," but it's like, if you're getting handed shit to, would you rather not have shit? Just a thought. I don't know. Hopefully, it goes out of business next year and iRacing gets. Yeah, that'll be nice. So, well, we're starting last. I mean, we'll definitely get up to the front. Just gotta be careful. How is there only one? I don't know, JC. That's really weird. I don't understand that. In my fantasy season, there's like a whole bunch of like alternate schemes. So I wonder if that's why. Like, if you're doing multiple seasons, that was a terrible turn one. God, the tunk. But yeah, usually, I don't know if it's just like that. If you're running multiple seasons at a time, does like only one save file get the alternate schemes like a lot more than others? I don't know how that all works, but it is weird. Yeah, this Texas race, from what we've seen before in the past, it's going to be easy. We gotta take our field, lap the field twice. I'll be lucky if I lap the entire field once, to be honest. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I mean, we could try, just for the fun of it. Yeah, 83 laps again, 25% races. Cal Petty Brawny Ski. Yeah, it's a nice looking car. That was a terrible corner. But we're good. God. I'm not used to getting off the track a little bit and the car making that much sound. Are you gonna wreck Kiki Crush? If I try to lap him, yeah. I don't think it'll be a good idea to do it now. I mean, based on my track record of trying to wreck people, I feel like I gotta do it at a very specific time. And, yeah, I don't want to do what I did at Atlanta. That pretty much ruined my race doing that. Yeah, once I get the lead, we'll talk about my Arby's adventure story. Because at that point, we're not going to have really a whole lot else to talk about, so I can get into that, because it was honestly just a sprinkle and a little foreshadowing. The amount of stuff that happened honestly could be like a movie. Because it was just such a series of unfortunate events. Which is amazing. Like, probably tomorrow I'll be laughing about it, but right now I'm not. What's Arby's? I don't know. Did I misspell the title again? I swear to God, if I misspell the title, I'm going to be very upset, because I have a horrible track record of that. Well, maybe not a horrible track record, but it happens a lot. Of the, like, 2,000 plus videos I've uploaded, well, I think it's 3,500 now. I can't remember, but there's probably at least a good 100 or so that had errors in them. Do they sell shoes? Yes, they sell roast beef shoes. It's on my OnlyFans, actually. I wear roast beef Arby shoes, so yeah, that's on my OnlyFans. I'm not gonna tell you what the account is, but you could It's on my OnlyFans. Yeah, we're fast as expected. Need roast beef shoes. I can't imagine they would be very durable. Just one, if it probably would fall apart in the rain for sure. What's weird is, even though I haven't been like streaming at all, I've been busy off camera. Believe it or not, the next couple of the NASCAR Rival videos, I'm actually really happy about. I really enjoyed them. I think it's because past couple of tracks that we were going to in the playoffs are like not entirely broken, so it's been fun to like record them. And for a brief moment, I think, wow, this is not that bad. Like, it gives me the NASCAR Heat 5 and 4 vibes of a time when it wasn't as bad. So I'm really looking forward to it. That Darlington one, usually when I record stuff with Darlington, if I have a race where, like, I choke that bad, I almost don't even want to edit it. Like, after I'm done recording, I just don't even want to work on it. Because I'm just so embarrassed and just mad how that played out. Like, that was such a win. That was such a win. And that was, I mean, we probably didn't deserve to win that whatsoever. We got lucky with the yellow and stuff. But that was we had such a win in the bag and just threw it away. After such an epic battle between me and Bowman. To have that happen and then lose our top fives, which just... That was just painful. Kurt's dropping back, but I'm hoping he can still salvage a top 10 finish.
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots. 3.5 seconds behind the leader.
Michael Waltrip's actually running top, like, legitimately in the top 5. That's weird.
Number 29 is coming high.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes with NASCAR Rivals. The World of Outlaws one, I feel like with the direction I was going, with what I have planned, I don't think people are going to like it. Because I've already won the championship in Big Block Modifieds. But I don't want to move up to the next series just yet. I want to kind of just fully upgrade everything and then kind of like bank money up so we can get to the UMP Modifieds and kind of just pretty easily just win that and then move to regional. So that's my plan. And it's in this weird state where I can't just do everything off camera because I do think they're worth being shown. I don't know, maybe there's this part of me that's just like, well, I kind of actually want people to see just how the whole thing goes because it is a really fun game to play and drive. So, yeah. I guess technically they're like in-canon filler. Like, you could probably skip them, but you'll be missing out on some like neat little things here and there.
You got some passes left in there somewhere. I know you do.
Got one eye. The 40 car.
But yeah, NASCAR Rivals and that, they're going to be going on for a while. Because I'm going to probably do a second and even third season of Rivals, because it's probably going to take a while just to fully max up the car, because the payout purses are so low. It's going to be probably just, it's going to take like eons for that to get to that point. Though, I mean, it depends on if like the merch payout gets higher. Maybe that could be like our biggest bonus, I don't know.
This is between you and the leaders.
World of Outlaws, that's going to go on forever. I do wish... It does feel a bit bloated. Like, is it really necessary to have, like, to try to win, like, to win the Street Stock Championship in 3 different divisions, 3 separate times? Is it really necessary? I don't personally think so. I feel like having everything be almost everything is in, like, all in one big class. It would be pretty ugly. I don't know. Like, I feel like, you know, with local, I feel like having 4 there works out nice. Then the regional, I think there's 2 of them with like the Sprint 360 and the late model. Like, if it was just 2 of those, I think I would be fine with that. And then when we get to like the nationals, then just have just 2 as well. I don't know. It just feels very, I don't know. It does feel a little bit bloated. But I don't know. But by the way, did you get any Christmas money? No, I didn't get any Christmas money. I mean, maybe tomorrow, but I'm not really sure. I mean, that's really all I asked for Christmas with my mom and sister, because I know they really wanted to know what I wanted. And I told them that was basically it, but I don't really know at the moment. I mean, I technically did, yeah. Technically, yeah. So, yeah, I have, which helped, which I appreciate. Nothing from, like, the immediate family or anything yet. I'll see tomorrow and see how that plays out, because I don't know. They're waiting until the 25th, which makes sense. Hello, NASCAR kid. JC got a $100 Burger King gift card. Good lord. That's a big old gift card.
Number 88, top 5. 48 feet.
Closing on the leader.
You should have sent me something for Christmas.
Car is still there. Thank
Well, JC, you don't have to buy me anything,
Clear on both sides.
because I can't think of really anything other than. There's only one thing I really wanted, but I don't think it'd be fair to burden anyone with it, because it's kind of a big order, and that's the second One Piece box set, because that one is the only one that I haven't gotten, and I have the other box sets. It's taken me forever to collect them all. I was almost gonna get one for Black Friday, but I decided not to, because it just would have been really bad if I did that. Like, I would have been very, very low on my account, so I canceled it. That's like the only big thing I wanted, because then after that, then I have every single volume, and that's the dream that I wanted ever since I got really, really big into One Piece. I wanted to get all the volumes. It is really the only series I ever liked this much where I'm just like, it is worth to get all 101 volumes. Yeah, it's 101. I don't know why I had to look, but yeah, so it's worth it. It's such an anomaly. Because I was one of those people forever that thought, like, no, it's too long, I can't get into it, but I got into it, and I haven't looked back. How are you spending your Christmas this year? I mean, other than, it's really just spending time with my sister and her boyfriend and nephew at their house for a couple of hours. That's really about the only thing we do now. That's really it. That's about it. It used to be a lot more. The 24th and 25th used to be crazy days, because on the 24th, my dad's side of the family would do like early Russian Christmas. And basically, like around this time, I would be down at that house, having dinner and everything. And that would be, and I would get some presents here and there from like the grandparents, and maybe one for my sister. And then the 25th comes around, and then it's been that the 25th back then used to be an all-day event where I would go to my we would have Christmas morning, do all that, and then around like 11 or 12 go to my mom's side of the family with her grandma, and celebrate Christmas there, open up presents and everything. So when I was little, I basically had almost 3 Christmases. It was absolutely wild. I remember back my old Rambox channel, or Rambo X222 channel, I did a Christmas on like what I got for Christmas in 2008, and everyone in the comments was shitting on me back then because they were saying I was really spoiled and like didn't appreciate anything, which is so such bullshit. And people don't understand the context of like that's the biggest day of the year for me when I was little, because throughout the whole course of the year, it wasn't like I was getting things every month. It wasn't like that. That time of the year was the only real time I was able to get like video games and other stuff. Like I can't remember any other period of time where I got something, unless like a PS2 broke or something and like it had to get replaced or repaired or something like big. But as far as like games and other stuff, systems, action figures, anything really, that would be the time of year I would want them. Because I wasn't asking for anything all year. Like it was always tight with the money. We were always tight with money, so I didn't have the need to do that. So it was busy, really busy back then. Just how much we used to do. Now it's a lot more calmed down. So I get that aspect's nice because it's that's just it's pretty hectic those past those like 2 days in a row. But yeah, that's the Christmas stuff of the past. This year, like I already said, not a whole lot. Who's your favorite waifu? That is obviously Nico Robin. I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie that literally has her on it. So yeah, that's my favorite. She means the world to me. I love her character, love her arc that she's gone through. It is quite truly one of the best. Oh, look at JC being the contrarian. Well, actually, you are a spoiled brat, and you're just a shithead. So I don't know. It's not my fault that my other grandparents wanted to do stuff. I should have said no. But they always insisted wanting to do something for me. I should have just said no. No. People in the comment section in 2008 are gonna rip you apart for it. Wait, hold on. I gotta get my glasses out. Actually, what if, you are a spoiled kid and you are a shit, so fuck you. Okay. My favorite waifu is DMG. I don't know who DMG is, but I respect that. I respect the waifu trade. Wouldn't send you anything specifically. Well, JC, if it's CDs, I can... Well, it'll be basically all of Queen's discography. Oh, Dark Magician Girl. Okay, that's not a bad pick. I actually really like that. Yeah, when I was really big into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was like about 9 or 10. I love Dark Magician Girl. I always liked, so I get it. I get the love. But yeah, basically, I mean, I have some of Queen, but I would love to own all that. I guess that's another small thing I would love to get one day. Is just all the Queen's discography. It's one of those few where it's it's just big enough to not be like, I don't know what like big like what other example of like artists that have like a lot of albums. I know Elvis has got like 50. Send you. Oh my god, JC, I was just. That would be terrible. Ugh. Thank you, Phantom Foxy, for getting me back on track. Yeah, so we'll talk about the Arby story. Maybe future me can clip it and make it like its own video, because honestly, it deserves its own video for the adventure I went through. So we'll start on lap 37. I'll begin it. So future me knows what part to like start to edit. So I definitely should just start doing more like stream clips or best of highlights of a stream or something more often. Okay, now that we're leading, and not a whole lot's going on in the race now, we'll talk about my Arby's adventure. And honestly, we'll start from the beginning. We'll go in chronological order. So it started around 2 p.m. I go downstairs. I get all bundled up. Not downstairs, but I get all bundled up. I put my jeans over on top of my pajamas because it's like 5 degrees out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be extra warm and bundled up. So I got my hoodie on. I got my other shirt underneath it. So I'm going to be going out. I have a shirt under the hoodie, and then the big old coat over the hoodie. So 3 layers of that, 2 layers of clothes under the below the belt. So I do all that, get all that situated. Nothing went wrong there. So that is quite literally the highlight of the day, with just doing that and not having something go wrong. So I go downstairs. I try to sneak out of the house quietly because it looked like both Mom and Dad were asleep, but she heard my keys jingle in my pocket when I was trying to put them in my hoodie pocket. So I woke her up and I was like, alright, well, I'm going to explain to her where I'm headed and tell her all that, because usually if they're asleep, I try not to wake them if I can help it. And the last couple of days, I really wasn't able to go out anywhere. It was really bad out and everything. So I wanted to go out and get Arby's today. And yeah, so it was, you know, been stuck indoors for like 2 days, and the weather's been awful, and it's finally today's like not as awful. So I did all that, let her know where I was headed to. She was like, "Oh, go to our local gas station, like literally like 10 seconds up the road from my road is a gas station. It's called Lake Mart." And she was just saying, you know, "Oh, can you get me some things at Lake Mart?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So she tells me to that, which was bread, smokes or cigarettes, USA Gold Light for Mom and Sonoma for Dad. Which that could be a whole tangent on its own of like, I really wish my parents would stop smoking. Mom kind of like smokes part-time. She has like her own punch clock of like when she smokes and when she doesn't. It's a whole process. Okay, no, she doesn't have that, but she might as well have a punch clock. She is literally part-time smoking still, which is unfortunate because she vapes, and that technically is slightly better than smoking. But that's a whole tangent. Especially with Dad's like heart condition stuff, like he really shouldn't be smoking, but he always breaks the rules and tries to do what he wants, and he's stubborn. And so is my mom to some degree. So maybe that's why they like each other so much. That's a whole other, that's like a whole 40-year backstory to get into that, but it's, basically they wanted smokes, they wanted bread, and all that. So I'm like, okay. Then you know, I go to my car. I'm walking to my car. And then I open up the door, and then she yells at me. She yells out, like, she opens up the door and yells at me. And usually, she doesn't ever do this, but she's like, "Brian, get the mail!" And it's like, okay. Like, she never opens up the door and just, like, yells. Like, I think she just assumed I was just gonna start the car up and leave, and it's like, well, I'm gonna let the car warm up for a little bit just because it's like 5 degrees out. It's been sitting there for like 3 days. I think it probably makes sense to warm the thing up. But it's like, yeah, okay, I'll get the mail. Like, it's like I actually jumped because I just did expect her to yell. Oh God. So, you know, all that goes on. I go up the driveway. Driveway's icy, but my car is a badass. It's a beast. It doesn't even acknowledge the icy driveway because our driveway isn't paved. So whenever snow is there, it lingers for a bit because there's no pavement to like dissipate and melt the snow. So yeah, that's so we got that going on. So I go and get the mail. I roll the window down, not roll the window, but I push the window down. It goes down. I get the mail. And it's cold out, so I'm just like, I'm complaining like, God fucking damn, it's freaking hot, it's freaking cold out. So yeah, so I do all that, and then I'm like, I'm gonna roll the window up, and I do that, won't go up. What? Huh. So I go up again. It goes up a little bit, and then it like locks. Kind of like stops. So I'm like, okay, let's roll it down like all the way. It goes down all the way, no problem, but if I go up, it will go up a tiny bit, and then stop. So I'm like, oh, that's not good. It's probably because it's like frozen shut or something. So I'm panicking because I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So then, then I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna pull back down the driveway, kind of figure this out. It's not good to go out with the window down when it's like 5 degrees out. I don't want to become an ice cube for Christmas, alright? That's not what I want. So I have the, my car is still right beside the mailbox, so I'm, I turn the car back into the driveway, and I must have hit like the big, like a snowbank where like things were like plowed, but like, I don't know, I hit like a snowbank, so my car goes I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, alright, so I try to turn a little bit to the right to maybe like not hit the snowbank again, but then the back of it hits, so I go so I hit the right, so I'm like, oh my god, like, First, I thought it was like a rock I hit, because we have like giant rocks at the end of our driveway, which it used to be things from like Dad used to landscape. They were at the house since they've been at our house since we moved there. Like Dad literally had like rocks delivered to the house because where he used to work, they had giant rocks and Mom liked them. So I thought I initially hit a rock, like one of the giant rocks, but I think it was just a big snowbank. Yeah, so amongst the stress of just like, okay, something's wrong with the window, and then the rocks, I'm just like, now I'm like freaking the fuck out, because now I'm thinking like, oh my god, did I just fucking pop a tire? But I didn't. But it just added just more, just stress. So I go back down the driveway, I pull in my spot, and then I kind of wait and think about just, what to do. I keep trying the window. I keep trying it. I'm like playing freaking Inspector. I don't know, just investigating this mystery of just why it's doing this, and then I'm like really realizing that like every time I go up, it goes up a little bit and then it just stops, and it's just weird. And then that's where Mom sends me the message about like going to Lake Mark and stuff. So that's where that timeline comes in. So once I see that, then I tell her, well, I'm trying to go, but I can't. So then a couple minutes go by, and then she comes out, and then she tells me, Dad's saying that the windows are probably were frozen shut, or rain might have gotten in there. Because not only was it raining here, it was windy, rain plus snow, and I have a carport, so part of it is like blocked from the brunt of snow and rain. But when it came to like that type of weather where it's just like windy rain all over the place, it must have got in there and froze and like messed the window up, so like it just can't like work as efficiently. So he was saying that, and then he was Mom was saying to me that Dad was saying to stop messing with it so it doesn't burn the motor out. I'm like, all right, good point. But I'm just thinking like, well, what the hell do I do now? I'm like, okay, well, she's like, well, you can take the Tahoe, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to take the Tahoe. I don't know if you got like Christmas stuff planned, or if you wanted to go out today or what. Because Mom, for like a month now, she was dealing with sciatica pain forever, and just only maybe like less than a week ago she's starting to finally feel better. But I didn't know if she wanted to go anywhere today with any like extra like last minute shopping or whatever. So I didn't want to take the Tahoe and like waste not only her gas but like any extra time that she could have. But I was like, well, I didn't really want to do that Tahoe because of that, and then also, well, I don't got the same music in there. Like I can't use my Bluetooth because it's an older Tahoe. So it just I did want to do it, but so all that was going on. Then a couple minutes go by. Dad comes out, which today of all days, usually when he's on a day off, he actually likes to do things. Like, he wants to try to do stuff randomly. But this is the one day out of the year where he's like, I don't really feel like doing anything today. And he didn't want to get the... Because, like, we have, like, one of those, like, plug-in, like, heaters. Not like the... That, like... It's like a tube. It's like a tube heater. And it's fucking hot. It warms stuff up very, very well. So, it's good. But he didn't want to, like, hook it up and everything. He didn't feel like doing anything, which I guess I technically don't blame him, but it's just weird because usually when he has a day off or anything, usually he always wants to do stuff, so it was weird that he didn't want to do anything. I don't know, but yeah, he eventually got to do it, and then I was like, alright, well, she wanted me to go to Lake Bar, get all that stuff situated, and I do that. I go out with the Tahoe. All that's fine. She was very, very scared about me going because the driveway was icy, and she's like, make sure you put the car in 4-wheel drive. It's like, I know. She was really, really worried about it. But I go up the driveway. Things are fine. No problems with that. Car handled it like a Chad. But then also she wanted me to put gas in it, which again is fine. But when it's freaking cold out, it's like, oh god. So then I'm gonna go Lake Mark, get the things I need. I messed up on the cigarettes. Like what? Because in her message, she said like USA Gold Lights, and then like Sonoma, and then like hard packs. So then I was thinking like, well, that's weird that she specifically specified like the Sonoma hard packs. And I thought maybe she meant carton, but I don't know. So I go there, and then yeah. So I get the cigarettes, and I accidentally say like the packs. I got the packs and the cartons mixed up. And I'm just like, and the guy is like Indian, so there's a language barrier, and like communication was a problem, and he was just, he really, I guess, and maybe he was just trying to correct me in like a very innocent way, but it really came off like, I think he was like asking me if I ever got like cigarettes before, or like, you know, who are these for? And it's like, they're for my parents. I'm not getting 4 cartons or 4 cartons to smoke them by myself. So I'm not doing all that. Like, jeez. So yeah, and so that was just awkward because like I don't smoke. I never want to smoke, but it's just like, I guess it was weird that he was asking me like, you know, are these all for you, or you know, who are these for? And it's like, I don't know, do I look like young or something? Like, I don't know. So that was just weird and awkward, and but go and do that. Put gas in the car. First off, when I get into Lake Mar, I didn't even get into this. I parked on the wrong side of the thing. I thought the fuel was on the right side, because on the fuel thing, it says the gas pump thing, it's on the right. So I'm like, okay, I'm assuming the fuel's on the right. But no, it's on the fucking left. So when I pull in, I pulled on the wrong side. So I had to back up, frickin' change back the fuel, get back in the other thing. So yeah, that technically went wrong too. I'm amazed I went up the driveway and nothing bad happened. But so that was a fuck up. So add that to the story. Then I go and pump gas, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, I forgot to bring my gloves. Usually if it's like cold out, or I know it's cold out, I always bring gloves with me, but I left them in my car. Because again, I didn't think I was gonna get put gas in her car, and I didn't think, you know, to take them with me, or it was just like a last second thing, like, oh, make sure to get gas, and it's just so, I'm just like, alright, I didn't fucking think about it. So I'm sitting out there holding the thing in 5-degree weather, and it's fucking cold, my hand is going numb, it's turning red. Then like a third of the way through, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got the thing where you can pull up on the lever all the way, and it locks. Now, I don't think to do that, because for whatever reason with my car, if I do that all the way, it stops itself. So I'm just so used to, like, just gas pumps just not working like that. But then I realized, oh, it's well, a different car, so I didn't think about that. So I made it probably needlessly harder on myself than it had any real right to be. So that was very, very annoying. I come back home, I go down the driveway. Before I get into the garage, I turn. Obviously, it's slippity doo-dah because it's literally all ice. So that's already like a hurdle. Like, okay, now I gotta like drift my way into the fucking garage because I wanted to try to see if the car would work again. Yeah, I came back home because I wanted to drop off the stuff that I got from Lake Mart with the smokes and the bread. And also I just wanted to see if my car would start. Like, not start, but like I want to see if the window worked. It's been in the garage now. It has the heat on with that salamander heater. It might be the kerosene. It might be something like that. I don't know. All I know is it has Sears on the side, which I don't know when the last time they got Sears. Probably when they had their like a Sears charge like 25 years ago. But so I come back after probably like maybe 10 minutes or something. You know, the car's in the garage. My car's in the garage, and then like the heat's on, so it's warming the car up. And so we got all that going on. Before I pull into the garage, obviously I'm about to turn in, and it's like, oh, slips, it's slippity slidey. So I'm like, alright, well that's annoying. And then I stop because a random piece of fucking wood, just random garbage, is in the tire tracks where I need to be. So then I'm left with the fucked up situation where, okay, well, I need to get that piece of wood out of the way. And I can't really turn around anywhere, so I kind of just have to stop where I am, get out of the car, walk across the fucking ice, which I basically had to, I had to learn how to ice skate today too, so that was another fun adventure I had to embark on. And it was just awful. Almost slipped on my ass at least 3 different times. So I go and walk over, get this random piece of wood 2x4 that's just laying there. That must have fell or something when, I don't know. Our garage is just full of just random trash that's just in the corner sometimes, so that just somehow just fell. And yeah, so I had to deal with that, and I also had to learn how to ice skate over stuff, so that was stressful. So add that to the list of just more confusion. And I wasn't not gonna pull my car in like my like old like carport area because I don't even know if the Tahoe could fit. 2, I'm not used to being in the Tahoe enough to like get out of there properly. So I just parked. That's why I parked it where it was, because I just thought that was the most simplest option to deal with. So it had that also go on. So that was just, you know, just another just random hurdle to deal with. So that was fun. So yeah, so I do all that, move the fucking 2x4 out of the way. I try to get the car. I'm trying to freaking wiggle the car back into this into the garage, and then it hits a random patch of ice that actually weirdly straightens the car out. Like it's like standing still, and then it just slides a little bit to the right, and then then it actually puts me center into the garage. I'm like, oh my god, that actually helped me. I couldn't even be upset with that. It was just kind of funny. So that happened, which was honestly, it was pretty funny. So I go inside, I give her the bag of stuff that's in it. And I go back out of my car, and I start it up. Also before all that, I know it's out of order, but it's hard to try to get a chronological series of events in just all in my head, but this is just another element that went on. So I before I pulled the car into like the actual garage and like my carport area, I was just sitting out there, and I was like, okay, well maybe it's just this one window that's being weird, because in the past it's been slightly weird. Sometimes it would have a tiny bit of trouble going up, but nothing like this. Nothing that I would think would be any cause of concern. It just kind of like start slow, and then it'll just kind of go up like normal. It's so, I guess, insignificant and minor. I just never really even thought about it until all this is coming up. It's like, okay, so it wouldn't shock me if something is just completely wrong with the window roller, because I feel like, you know, it's been giving weird hints. But it's not that, because I did all 4 of them. The passenger one, and then the 2 in the back. I test those out. The passenger one went up, had a little bit of trouble, but it went up. Then the right side passenger one, I put down all the way, went up, a little bit of problems, but nothing too horrific. And then I go to the one on the left side, and it doesn't even want, like, it goes down, and it goes up like maybe 1 centimeter. Like it's like pitiful how barely like little it goes up. So with all that going on, I just stopped with it, and then I obviously left the house and went to Lake Martin and all that stuff. So when I come back after all that, which is like maybe 15 minutes later, or maybe 10 minutes later, I don't know. I think all that took like 10 minutes to do, and then like it was probably out in the garage an extra 5 or 10 minutes before I left. I don't know, but go back in, try it, and you know, I try the back window, and it goes up. It goes up. Like it started off with a little bit of problems, but it did go up, and it felt like it was back to normal. So I think, you know, what Dad was saying was right. It probably was just because it was frozen. Might have gotten some water in there somewhere, and it just kind of froze and expand or did something. So that was resolved. So I'm like, okay, well that's good. Now I'm gonna leave the house, get my fucking Arby's. So that's what I went and did. Then I went to, well, obviously went up the driveway. All that was fine, no problems. But then as I'm driving along, I realized to myself, oh crap! She told me to like turn the heater off thing in the garage, and I forgot to do it. So I'm like, oh shit! I don't want that to be on for like another hour, because it's gonna take me like a half hour to get to and from Arby's, because Arby's then closes at 5. So I'm leaving here at like 10 after 4. I'm like, all right, well that's just anxious, because like I don't know how bad the freaking windows or how bad the roads are gonna be, so I'm gonna have to take my time. So I might get there like 30 or 20 minutes before 5. And it's like, well, I don't know if they're gonna be like closing early or not, and I don't know. So got that going on, and it was just one thing after another. So then I go and get the everything I need. But yeah, so I did all that. I go to fucking Arby's. But then, oh my god, I didn't even mention this part. So when I come back home from like Lake Martin stuff, I pull in. I keep the car on, keep the garage doors open, everything like that, because I was pretty certain that I was gonna take that car. So I left everything on. I went inside, gave her the stuff, went back outside. Like 30 seconds later, then I go on. I told her I'm gonna try my car out and everything, and then so I try it. Everything's all good, but then all of a sudden she comes back out wearing like normal clothes, no hoodie, no nothing. Then comes back, like goes out to shut the car off in the garage, and I'm just sitting there like my hands in my head. Wait. Yeah, my hands on my head. Or my head in my hands. Just be like, oh my fucking god. Like, what the fuck else can go wrong today? And it's not like a big deal, but it's like when like 12 other things stockpile on top of each other, it just drives me fucking nuts. Not only, I was annoyed because, like, you know, she didn't have to go out there and do all that. 2, she's going out there with nothing on in like cold degree weather. So like now I'm like, oh my fucking god, don't get sick from that. It was just such a journey to do all that. So then she does all that, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Like, I just wanted to see if the window would go up. Which I was almost certain it wasn't going to go up. But then it did. But then she did all that, so I go back inside tower, like, you know, I'm trying to explain everything. I have my eyes closed, I'm just, like, really trying to explain everything. Because I was so, like, stressed. And just telling her, like, you know, I purposely left the car on in the garage and stuff because I wanted to make sure my car could, you know, I had everything all figured out in my head, but she had to go like that extra mile to, I don't know what even possessed her to like even go outside after all that in the first place when, I don't know, maybe she could hear the Tahoe, I don't know, but she didn't have to do all that extra stuff, and it's like she was trying to help, and she just went above and beyond, I guess. So I was just like annoyed. It's like, well, don't be going outside without a fucking coat on. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. So that went wrong. So, like, it's just like everything. Every fucking step there was some kind of journey, hurdle, adventure to get to. It was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing how chaotic and random and just how everything went wrong. But obviously, it doesn't even end there. It doesn't even fucking end there. So I go to Arby's. I drive there. Shockingly, no problems. The roads here and there are a little bit, like, slushy, but for the most part, all the main roads are fine. It was, like, it was fine in terms of the road conditions. So I get to Arby's. Obviously, I'm not rolling my window down. I don't want to be caught outside or out and not being able to roll the window up in, like, 5-degree weather. So I keep the window up. So I pull through at Arby's. And I'm just like, I place my order. I open up my door. And she asked me, you know, what do you want? And obviously my parents, they gave me money to like get Arby's. And they want 6 roast beefs. And I'm just like, okay, fine. That's fine. Dad's willing to pay for it, or does he want? Doesn't it? So that was cool. Like that's always that was cool. I was only going just I guess for myself because usually they don't always want Arby's, and so I was surprised. So but yeah, So 6 roast beefs, and they don't like curly fries or anything. So I just got myself curly fries. But so I do all that, go up to the drive-thru, I open up my door. And again, I never done this before, so I don't know how this whole process I don't know. So I open up the door, and I think the door was in the way of the intercom or something. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. But then she's like, you know, what do you want? I'm like, okay, I want 6 classic roast beef sandwiches. And she's like, 5? I'm like, no, I said no, 6. She's like, 5? I'm like, no. It's like, I'm like, 6. Like, I almost had to, like, yell it. It's like, is it because the door was in the way, or she just couldn't hear me? Because 5 and 6 don't sound similar at all. Like, 5, and then 6. Like, it's a very distinct difference. So, I don't fucking know. So, that went wrong. So then she was saying, like, oh, well, the curly fries are going to take 3 minutes. I'm like, that's fine. But just like, oh, that's great. That just leaves me more time to keep my door open when I'm sitting there. So that was just that. And then I pull up to the window, give her the money for everything. Wait a while. I'll wait those couple extra minutes for the curly fries to be made. And, you know, I'm sitting there in, like, you know, 5 or 4 or 3 degree weather. Put the heat on, obviously, and it's just like, come the fuck on. Please, come on. And She gives me everything. I asked her for like Arby sauce. Then it's like it's almost like she didn't even know what the fuck Arby sauce was because she kept asking me like, you know, what do you want? Like Arby sauce. Like, am I just not saying things loud enough? Like, that's twice now that happened. It's just like I'm going fucking crazy. Like, am I just saying things that quietly? Like, usually every other time I go to Arby's, I never have people like not being able to understand what I'm saying. And this is it seemed like just a normal person. No, they weren't like foreign. It wasn't like they couldn't speak English. It was a normal, fluent English person. So I don't know how it was that hard. Like I talk to people. I mean, my boyfriend's from literally Germany. They can understand my language better. And it's not even his main language. So I just can't believe it was weird. So I'm like, yes, Arby sauce. Which, again, it's not like a freaking new thing on the menu. It was just weird. So she got me Arby sauce. All that went through. Then I get my bag. Put it on my passenger seat. I almost close the door. And then I realize, like, oh shit, I don't have my drink. But then she goes to the window and she goes like this, like, drink. I'm like, okay, I understand that. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, she almost forgot my fucking drink. It's like, I never imagined getting food from Arby's to be such a journey. Just to do that. It literally felt like I was, like, pulling teeth. Which is the weird thing. It just count, like, if it was just that for the day, it's like, it wouldn't even be worth mentioning. It would just be kind of like a weird, like, okay, that's just kind of funny, but it's just, like, when you have, like, 8 other things happening in the day before that, and then that happens, it's like, well, what the fuck else can go fucking wrong? But it doesn't. It keeps fucking going. So, I get my fucking order. I'm on the road. Driving. Fa-la-la-la-la holidays. Then, a notification comes up on my car. But before that, with the fucking heater, I lost track of myself. There's too much. I literally need to write this down into like a novel to understand the equilibrium of everything that's going on, because it's too much to keep track of. So then, obviously with the heater stuff, I call my mom. I'm like, okay, can you turn the heat off in the garage? Then she's like, the heater, and then the phone disconnects. Now, I have, on my car, it has like the automatic Bluetooth thing. My car's a Ford Escape, so when you're on the wheel, there's like a little button, like pretty much right where your hand is if you're like 3 and 9 on the wheel. It's like right under. It's like a little bit lower. You click, you flip it, and then it's like voice recognition thing. I'm like, okay. So it's voice sensitive. So it's like, okay, I'm like, call mom, because I have my mom in my contacts. So it calls. I say, okay, the heater is on the garage. I forgot to turn it off. It's like the heater, and then the phone disconnects, because with my shitty fucking area, lost signal. At a part that I think is pretty normal, and I just wasn't fucking thinking of it at the moment. So we got that on it. So now there's that. So then I'm like, well, obviously I didn't want to like check my phone, like call, because I'm fucking driving and I don't know how the roads are. It's not good to just let my hands off the wheel, or one hand off the wheel, and I don't know what the roads are going to be like. So I try and call again with the thing. She doesn't pick up. I'm like, oh my fucking god, like what the fuck else? So I'm just hoping that she understood what I was trying to say. I think I literally was able, how's your day? I'm literally describing it. Go back like literally like 45 minutes. That's what I've been talking about. Yeah, so that was going on. And then it's just like, well, I'm pretty sure she got what I said, because I've literally all I was able to say is, hey, I'm using my phone thing with the cards. Like, oh, that's neat. It's like, yeah, it's pretty neat. And then I'm just like, you know, I forgot to turn the heater off in the garage. And he's like, the heater? And then she replied saying the heater and then it turned off. Then the phone cut off. And it's like, well, I tried calling again. She didn't pick up. So I'm assuming she probably understood what I meant. But, yeah, so we got that. Then, obviously, we fast forward all the way to on the way back home. And then a notification comes up on my car. Your tire pressure is low. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Like, it's like I almost like almost lost my fucking mind. Like like I almost went fucking insane. And I just started just laughing. Well, not like a mechanic, not like a maniacal laughter, but just laughing. Because it's just, you know, it's just what the fuck else could go wrong? So, yeah. So that all went down, and then I'm just like, well, I mean, I think I had, like, low tire pressures once before, and my tire pressure thing on the car is really sensitive. Like, if it's below 30 pounds, the lights, the notifications come on, like, right away. Which, maybe there is a problem. I don't know. I'm going to be seeing my sister's boyfriend tomorrow, who's, like, a mechanic and has his own, like, auto repair shop and everything, so I could talk to him about it and see maybe if there is some kind of connection, or maybe there is something more wrong with the car than I think. But Dad was saying, at least when I got back home, that, you know, with the cold and stuff, it's gonna mess with the pressures and stuff. So I'm gonna take his word for it. He has a lot of experience with everything. Yeah. So with all that, tire thing came up, and I wasn't like nervous because I think it happened once before, and at least I know now that the indicators are just like really sensitive, so I wasn't too worried about it. But it's just like, you know, oh my fucking god, like what else? So, you know, I drive, I get back home. Shockingly, nothing else fucking happened. I'm amazed, because honestly, at that point, with just how bad the day it was, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is the type of day where I'm gonna get in a fucking car accident. Like, literally, the day has been so bad. Something fucking weird is gonna happen where I'm gonna get in a car accident. Just to crescendo this day until, like... So now, like, that's on my mind, because it's like... And I never really think about that too much when I'm driving, like, you know, okay, I just, like, where I get that feeling, like, something bad is gonna happen. But when, like, 15 other things occur, I got that fear. So I just want to get the fuck home. So I do. And I bring everything in. Explain to my parents about the Arby, you know, saga. What went on. Told them about the car thing. And that's when Dad was telling me about, you know, with the cold and stuff, it could fluctuate the tire pressures. And I understand. Fine. I can understand that. So I do all that. I come upstairs. I fucking eat. God. Then, well, you can't. Can you even see it anymore? Controller? No. No, you can't see it. But I got Arby sauce in my frickin' pajamas. So now I got like a slight, well, it was a slight red stain. So then that happens. Like, well, what else? It was just, you know, we got that going on. And it was just one, and then I'm like, obviously when I was on my way home, I was thinking, like, this is a really good stream story to talk about, because literally, with nothing happening at Texas, I can just talk about that the whole damn time. That's about what I fucking did. Basically, with that. So, I eat, all that's fine. I start my stream, and then obviously I get like tons and tons of frame drop, which I think it still even happened, which drives me absolutely insane, because, like, what else? What the fuck else? Which I guess could make sense, because but, yeah. So with that conclusion, that will wrap up the Arby's Adventure Journey Saga. And that took almost 45 minutes, I think. Pretty damn well. I mean, not 45 minutes, but probably well over a half hour. So that concludes the story. That is my fucking day. Merry Christmas to me. Hallelujah, I'm home. In shockingly one piece. I really didn't expect that considering the day I had. So I'm actually very grateful for that. The only positive thing about with the window issue is if I didn't get the mail and roll that window down, I would have done that at Arby's. And then I would have had that window issue like on the way home. And that would have been horrible. That's the only positive out of the whole thing, is that because Mom wanted me to get the mail at the last second, that prevented me driving home with the window up. So that I'm happy for. Everything else, no. And that's it. That's my story. Future what if you want to clip that, for the love of God, clip it. I'm sorry, chat, that was a long story, but I think it needed a stream just to talk about it and vent. My frames are dropping a fucking again. So who knows of how much my story is even being broadcasted. My bit rate is fluctuating so badly. It's not even like I can lower it because it just goes from like 3200 to like 900, then 0, then 2500. So it's like there's literally no way I can even fix that. It's not like it's like being consistent and like it's fucking awful. What a fucking story. Let's get into fucking Talladega. I've had enough with. Well, I'm gonna qualify. This is like the only track of the year where I'm actually gonna consciously qualify. God damn. I just, the day I had might be the worst. I don't know if it's the worst day of the year, but might truly be the worst day of the year. I don't know. It might be up there, but in terms of just a series of unfortunate events happening in a span of like 3 hours, maybe, it's unfucking precedented. In that short a span, that much things could happen and go wrong. I mean, even on my worst work days, it's more like periodically throughout the day. It's not just like, you know, I don't know. I can't remember any work days that are as bad as today with things going wrong. Usually it's kind of like one reoccurring thing, and it just kind of lingers through the day, but usually it's not like 15 other things. So yeah, that was absolutely insane. It was such a hassle and such a pain in the ass just to get food. My God. But we're here. I'm back with chat. And I think this lap's definitely going to be a lot better than our first one. There's a 51.9. This one's going to be a... Yep. Didn't expect pole, not going to lie. I didn't really expect pole. I didn't know if the car was going to be that fast on its own. But it is. By about a 10th. Nice. Kurt's 6th. Alright, well. We're going to have Emmerich take it away, and I'm going to give my voice a freaking rest. Ow.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series visits the famous Talladega Superspeedway today for the Aaron's 499. This is Joe Moore and Barney Hall for MRN, and we're live to bring you all the action. And Barney, this track always manages to produce some white-knuckle moments.
Let me sum it up for you all. 2.6 miles, 4 lanes, 190 miles an hour. Just doesn't get much better. Let's just hope these guys can stay out of the big one.
The DeVilbiss car is currently at the top of the points list.
What a great feeling that must be to have the points lead. Although you also have to think about the guys closing in behind you. One bad day at the track and you got to start climbing the ladder all over again.
In 2002, Rusty Wallace had a streak of consecutive seasons with a victory stopped at 16.
He and Ricky Rudd tied for the longest win streak, but you know Rusty wanted to take it for himself. Now he just has to look at starting a new streak.
Chase Montgomery is having some trouble in the points this year.
Well, there's always going to be someone who has to fill in the bottom of the points list. Of course, none of these guys want to ever see their name there. Sometimes it's just not your season to shine.
Oh, right. Like, I knew that's how I actually knew I had the face cam on. Yeah, so got my hoodie off. Got alternate schemes. That's pretty cool. I'll look at chat here. I'm sorry I didn't look at chat in a while. Cole come in and say anything? Yeah. I heard Rod's group is going to GM. Yeah, he is. Hopefully he does well there. Kyle Busch with Richard Show. Well, yeah, I've known that for a couple months now. How's Bailey and Callie? Both animals are doing fine. So, I guess we'll just jump into it. Don't want to waste too much time. I wasted a lot of time just today. I don't know. But, yeah, didn't expect to get a pole, but, track position is so important here. That's why I thought it was important to qualify, because I can't depend on the AI to track with me to keep speed up, so.
The 20 car is passing low.
Talladega. Yeah, but because of, like, alcohol licenses and stuff, but, yeah. Jeff Gordon's in a cool alternate scheme. I don't usually see that on a track, so it's a nice change of pace. There's definitely a lot more cars with alternate schemes in this one for whatever reason. So with 47 laps, I believe it is a 3 pit stop type of race type of situation, which isn't anything new. That's pretty much the standard with the fuel load in these cars, because for this year in particular, in 2003, they shortened the fuel size. Yeah, definitely looks like we're pretty good on our own. Daytona is just always a lot harder than Talladega for whatever the reason. Maybe I could have started in last and worked my way up through the field, maybe. I don't know. Dale Jr. still the commentator. Yeah, for NBC. Well, hello, Ultimate Dragon. You missed one hell of a story I was talking about with how my day went. I would say, oh, just go back a few minutes and you can understand the context. No, you literally have to go back like 40 minutes. It was a long story. It was why I wanted to stream today, because of the day I had, and I just thought it was worth sharing because it's just so. JC's like, well, that sounds like a typical city day. It's like I don't think it was. It does that's not a typical shitty day for me. That's like an extraordinarily magically bad day. JC is one of the biggest banana boys I've ever seen in my life. Like I never, like, if you ever see a person that's a banana shaped, I think he would be the biggest banana. I don't know what that means. But yeah, we're just kind of moving up through the field. I'm not moving up through the field. What am I talking about? We're staying first. We're chilling. Jimmy's trying. They're all trying to make moves on me, but, you know, it's not working. Kurt fell off the pack, which is very depressing. Obviously, with Texas, I know JC was really, really hoping I can lap the field twice, but it didn't happen. In fact, the field stayed pretty close to me, well, relatively speaking, for Texas standards. I think it was like 8 seconds. So I do think the AI did get tougher over the season or the off season, so that's good. I appreciate that. I don't know by how much, but at least at Texas they definitely did get tougher.
The 8 car is coming left.
I only lapped up to, I don't know how many cars I lapped. I think it was maybe half the field, which isn't, it's almost kind of normal, sort of, so that was not bad. I think Harvick, no, maybe Harvick's in an alternate scheme. I'm not sure. He might be in the Tasmanian Devil car where it's the 2001 version. That's a little bit dark gray. It does make me wonder though, like what other like paint schemes Dale Earnhardt would have raced in 2001. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Earnhardt did, like, had he lived, if he was going to run like the Tasmanian Devil car. I mean, he ran it in the Daytona 500 in 2000, so it wouldn't be that far of a stretch to see Earnhardt in another Tasmanian Devil like themed Looney Tunes car. So it would be kind of neat to see like what the paint scheme would have been. Would it have been like,
The 20 car is coming line.
would it have been red or like a different, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know what other schemes Earnhardt would have had throughout the year. I know we saw in the Bud Shootout he had like an Oreo car where instead of the red accent over the silver,
Attaboy, keep it smooth, just like that.
like on top of the silver, it was white. I always thought that was kind of a cool looking design. Also, the black on the good wrench kind of meshed really well with that silver, that like white silverish type of thing. It really did look like an Oreo themed car. It ironically worked out really well. But yeah, it was really nice. I thought I saw somewhere on maybe like NASCAR Nixon's Facebook group, there was like there was some like car Earnhardt planned to race. And it was like it was some kind of Sonic car, like the food place, or maybe I don't know. I know Harvick was supposed to be in the American Online number 30. That was like his first story. That was kind of like the original plan. Then I saw a NASCAR Nexus group about with something. There was some 3 that was originally going to be run but didn't. I don't know. Just it would have been interesting to see what other schemes were originally planned. I feel like Childress had to have known. That would be kind of cool to kind of get some kind of backstory on it, like what like schemes were meant to be run in 2001 season, because usually, at least back in those days, especially probably in Earnhardt's case, they already had like all the sponsors lined up, so they probably had all the schemes planned, like what was going to race, unless what Harvick ran in 2001 was what Earnhardt was supposed to run, like the extra bonus ones, and they just like altered maybe the colors. Maybe Earnhardt was going to run a Tasmanian Devil themed car for like the Richmond race in 2001, and maybe a couple of different ones here and there. But I don't know. Earnhardt usually never had like, have never had multiple different schemes throughout like a season. It would be very, very rare. I mean, even in the previous season in 2000, he ran like a special scheme for the 500. He had the that wacky color in the All-Star race, and then that was really about it, to my knowledge. So Earnhardt never really had, in terms of like regular point races, where he had like multiple different weird like schemes. So I don't know. I mean, this was getting right into that era where there was multiple different schemes and stuff a season. It never used to be like that. There used to be kind of at least 2 or maybe 3 different ones. But this is kind of getting into the era where it was just being very, very common.
The 25 car is coming low. Okay, we're clear.
Mayfield, what are you doing? Why would you do that? That might be the most Mayfield thing to do. Just, I don't know, be just aggressive. I don't know.
The 19 car is still there. 50, 60.
You're flying out there, buddy. Good job.
called Diecast Buffet. I know he's a YouTuber that does diecast reviews, I think. Jimmy John. Yeah, I know he's going with that's been news for a couple months now. I think. I don't know. It's yeah. I've been well aware of that. What about Dale Jr. with? Well, yeah, that's another car. Same with Sterling Marlin. Same with. I don't know. Yeah, that's just how it was back then with the. I don't know what comments you're giving me. I don't know the context really behind them anymore. I think probably next time by we'll pit. So it'll be 13, 26, and 39. Maybe there will be yellow with the pit road shenanigans, possibly. Looks like there's only 4 cars in this group pack here.
The 40 car is looking to pass.
Yeah, the car has shockingly been so good to the point where I don't even really have much trouble blocking them. It's not been that bad. Hopefully some people pit this lap.
Running on fumes, buddy.
Well, to the people watching, definitely just give me some random like Q&A things to answer. That'd be kind of nice.
Leaders are coming into pit.
There we go. People are pitting 70 miles an hour. Perfect. All right, 4 tires and fuel out and away. So yeah, if anyone in chat has any questions, throw them my way. That should be a good conversation piece. I should start saying that more often, just to engage. I don't know. I had to turn my heat off. It's actually now it's starting to get sweaty in here. I don't know what crew chief's talking, or I don't know what the announcer was talking about. That was just a standard 4-tire stop. We're gonna beat Junior out of here because he's gonna stop. There we go.
That pass was for position. Nice job. Clear on both sides.
So, how was my day? Absolutely awful. I talked about that for a good 40 minutes in this stream. It was insane, to put it lightly. I don't want to go through the whole story again. Looking forward to watch the NASCAR Cup Series. Well, it might be good with North Wilkesboro. It probably won't be because it sounds like they're not going to use the same package, or they're going to be using the same package, which is awful. And I feel like that's going to give people a horrific impression that Wilkesboro is a bad track, which. That's a whole other tangent on its own. North Wilkesboro really shouldn't be an all-star race. It's never been a track that has, like, insane racing. It's more of a long green flag run type of race with tire wear and stuff kind of playing in comers and goers. I just think with an all-star race element, I don't think it's going to be good. And then factor in, like, with the package they're using the short track stuff that they've been using last year, and that was awful, so I just can't imagine that All-Star race is going to be any good.
The 88 car is passing low. Clear.
And it was bad. Truck Series of Wilkesboro probably will be good. It probably will be good. I don't think I have much worries about that. It's more or less the Cup Series. I feel like that one's gonna be bad. I just got a really bad and really not good feeling about it.
Gained another spot.
I mean, you're all right. It will be better than Texas, but that's not really much of a bar to overcome.
Clear all around.
It's funny because I think the All-Star race probably should remain at Charlotte. Seeing how the Gen 7 car raced there last year, honestly, that would be the perfect track. Funny enough, we all wanted it to be at a different track, but now that we actually have a race package that's good at 1.5 miles, I think being back at Charlotte would be a great idea.
How's the car feel? The 88 car is right behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't got really good feelings about the Northborough thing. Yeah, I just got a bad feeling it's gonna be, it's not gonna be good, and it's gonna give people. There's gonna be people on Twitter saying that this revival was a waste. It was a bad idea. The racing sucks, but it's just, it's not the case. It's not gonna be the case. Wilkesboro, even if the package is really good, I just don't know if that type of track is like an all-star caliber thing. Isn't the point of the all-star race supposed to be like pure entertainment, like a spectacle? You want it to be at a track that is racy, and I don't know. I don't know. I just, especially with the package that they're going to be using for it, which is the same as the short track stuff from last year, I can't imagine it's going to be good. I just got a really bad feeling about it. So I'm ready for the shit storm on Twitter with that, and everybody saying, that they shouldn't race there, it's bad. It is a mind-numbingly awful decision, though. And it's a shame because they put so much work into that track to revive it. So much money, so much work, and it's gonna go to a track. It's gonna give people a really bad impression of the track, which is really upsetting because I think it deserves the best possible product. Oh shit!
Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Hey!
Hopefully warmer than me. It's a toasty 11 degrees in Michigan. Here's a Q&A for you. Will the Lions ever win anything in my lifetime? My money's on no lol.
Scott McNew, thank you so much. Thank you a ton for the 25 super chat. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you so much. Thank you for the good wishes. Merry Christmas to you as well. It's a toasty 11 degrees. That's technically a bit warmer than where it is here. It's been about 5 degrees. Last night it was like -2. So, yeah, 11 degrees sounds pretty warm right now to me. Here's my will the Lions ever win anything? I mean, by the odds of just the number of odds and possibilities, they will win eventually of something. It may not be a meaningful game or one that matters, but they will eventually get a win of some magnitude in the regular season, if I had to assume. I'm no football expert, but even the Raiders at least have a victory in the normal season, I think. I don't know. This North Wilkesboro should be a points race. I mean, I would like it if it's in a different situation where they basically, I think what they just need to add, what they need to do is add more horsepower to it. Instead of 670, be about 750. Get rid of the diffuser. Shorten the splitter in the back. And that's not the splitter, the rear wing thing. And I think it'll be pretty set. Who's your dad's favorite NASCAR driver? Oh, it's Dale Earnhardt, without a question. Dad resonated with Dale Earnhardt on a cosmic level. I mean, he really, really liked him. He was really the only... I mean, Dad unironically looked like Dale Earnhardt, too. He had the same type of hairstyle back then. Same type of mustache. I mean, maybe except for maybe, like, the eyes. Maybe his eyes are a little more, like, squinty. Or something. But otherwise, I mean, he literally almost just about looks like Dale Earnhardt when he was around his early 40s. And maybe he modeled his mustache after Earnhardt. I don't know, but he really, I mean, he really liked him. He really resonated with Earnhardt, how he raised and his background. That's what connected me to liking Dale Earnhardt as well, because when I was little, Dad was watching, like this is like the late 90s, early 2000s. Dad used to watch NASCAR, like, pretty often. That's what I got into watching NASCAR, was through him. So yeah, that's his favorite, no question. Think Rockingham should go back on the schedule? I'm gonna say no, only because it is getting repaved, and I don't think the track is gonna be very good. One of the biggest things with that track, the big appeal it had, at least in the latter stages of its life, was just the wear and tear on the car. It was a comer and goer type of track. Tire wear was a big thing. With it being paved, tire wear is not going to be a thing. You'll see less of its greatness because it's repaved. Everyone's not going to burn their tires off as much. So the only thing that could save it is if they use, I don't even know. I mean, the track is weird. It's not like a traditional, like, short track. It might work. If they're using, like, a short track chassis stuff, like, package, like they use in other places, I think it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. But if they go into that with using, like, a 1.5 mile package thing, it could probably still work out pretty good. It just depends on what they do. That track, and that's the other thing too, is I don't know. I just don't know if the fan turnout is going to be good for Rockingham. The Truck Series tried. They did it in 2011 or 2012 and 2013, and there just wasn't enough people for a turnout. So I don't know. I just don't. As much as I would like to see Rockingham back, it would have to be with a package that makes racing racy, and people got to show up. Which I think at North Wilkesboro, even if the race is going to be bad, people are going to show up. They're going to support that track because, I mean, in the late model race that Dale Jr. was in or something, I mean, it was a complete packed crowd. I mean, it was insane. People showed up for a late model race. The Cup race is going to get, like, the attendance is going to be amazing. Short-term wise, it's going to be fantastic. I just worry about long-term, unless you do something about the package, which I'm not sure of. So I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping I eat egg or crow or whatever, and it turns out to be fantastic. Because I among anyone, want that track to be back fully on the schedule. Personally, like Rockingham when I was younger, but I'm leaning towards agreeing with you. With the repave and the new car and not being good in short tracks, I just think it wouldn't work. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. The only way I would be all in for that is if they use like a 1.5 mile package or something. I think maybe it could work all right. I don't think it'll be as good as what Rockingham used to be, but I think it could be pretty all right. What did I miss from the Arby story? Oh my god. You would have to go back to lap 37 at Texas, because that's when I started my story. Because I went on, like, at least a 40-minute tangent. 30 minutes minimum, 40 maximum. It was absolutely insane. I mean, literally, I can't even describe the story again because it would literally take another, like, 45 minutes. And I don't want to do that again. But don't worry, I'm hoping future me, which I don't even know if it's actually going to happen because I've dropped so much frames in this stream, I don't even know how much it's even going to properly pick up. But I'm going to try. I might clip that part and just have it be its own video. I honestly, I can't even describe this. You know, it's a crazy story when I can't even describe it in a brief sentence.
57, 22, 20 now.
I'm gonna try. So I went to go get. Obviously, I went to go get Arby's. My window didn't work. I went to go get the mail. It didn't work. I tried to pull it up. It didn't work. So that was like a whole thing. Then I go to Lake Mart, like local gas station with my mom's Tahoe. I pull into the wrong side of the gas station. I pull back, go back in, do that. Then my parents wanted like cigarettes, so I go up to the counter, ask for cigarettes, and the guy, I think I said the wrong thing, like I said a pack or a carton, and he was confused, and he was asking me if I've ever like smoked before, or like who are these for, and it's like, well, they're for my parents. I don't smoke. So like that was weird. Then I come back home. I try to see if my car is working with the windows because they have like a big heater in the garage warming the car up. So I go back in. Before I even get to the garage, like a random piece of wood just laying there, and it's just like I can't get in there. So I get out of the car and I try to try to move the piece of wood, but then the driveway is super icy, so I was ice skating. It would see there's just so much. Just so much. I can't even do it justice. Will Dodge ever come back? I don't think so. I feel like they've been teasing that for years now. It just doesn't seem like it happens. I mean, isn't this the reason why they're doing this whole charter system to like get other manufacturers, and it's not working? So, I don't know. Charter system is a whole other rant because that's like killed underfunded teams. Like it's killed the field size. Like, I mean, it's sad. I mean, except for the 500, I mean, almost every race is basically about 36 cars. Then that goes to another tangent about the Clash. Now it's gonna be 27 cars in it. It's like, well, what's the point of these exhibition races if 27 of the 36 chartered cars make it? Like, that's stupid. Wasn't the All-Star race in the Bud Shootout, like, it used to be maybe 18, 21 cars. It would still be almost half the field, but it wouldn't be like 90%. It wouldn't be like that. You had to look back at the Bud Shootout All-Star races, but I don't recall ever having that many people in a field. It would be right around like 20s, like early 20s. And there'd be 43 cars, so thank you, Tony. I really appreciate that needless block there. Actually, he is the leader, so I guess that makes sense why he was being that aggressive.
Number 20 is still there. 51, 16.
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots.
Still there. You're the man, buddy. Leading the race. Clear all around.
Well, before you can really even like compete, usually you need to buy a charter, and buying a charter is like $9-10 million. It's an absurdly amount. Most underfunded teams can't buy a charter, and it's shrunk the field. You can look through like previous years when it started in 2017, I think, or 2016. I'm not sure when the charter exactly started. It might have been even sooner than that, but you've seen as the years have gone on, the field size went 43 to 40. Now it's gone to 40 or 36. So.
That one was quick. Let's do it
Clash is starting to be in glorified test session. Well, even test session wouldn't even work because they're going to a Coliseum that is, it's so unrelated to everything else of the season. It wouldn't even be considered a test session. It's just more of just a true exhibition race. And I'll say it, last year's Clash was not really good. When you had one green flag pass for the lead, and it was because Tyler Reddick's car just stopped working. That was the only green flag pass for the lead. Nothing else of note happened. The elimination race, basically the only one that was interesting was maybe the first round, and then the one where Ty Dillon was in it was only because he kept crashing everyone. Then he took fucking Kurt out of it, which was that was fun. That was stupid. But yeah, everything else, like, it wasn't even really that good. It was awkward. The presentation of the from Fox was awkward. It was not good. It was not that good at all. And the actual main race was not even a half hour. Like, it was really short. And it wasn't that good of a race.
Onside.
2014 is when it started. Okay, thanks for the clarification.
50-14.
Whoa, that was a quick lap.
Yeah, Dale Jr. did say that. He said it wasn't worth investing into the. Yeah, Dale Jr. says he isn't going to invest because the chairs are too much. Yeah. If Dale Jr. is saying that, a driver that has literally the biggest fan base maybe ever, and has so much money. I mean, the amount of money he must have is just absurdly high. Just from probably royalties and merch. I mean, it's insane. He would, and he's saying it's too much. That's bad. Like that. Like, who else is going to be in that type of position? I mean, the only other person that could even be close to wanting to have their own team would probably be Denny Hamlin in terms of, like, it's not even, I don't even know if it's close in terms of money, but, like, that's the only one that could be in the same category of, like a possible person to want, like, a charter and probably pull it off as someone like Denny Hamlin with the backing of Michael Jordan. Like, yeah, I could see that, but not for Dale Jr. to say that. It's pretty telling just how absolutely expensive it is. You say you were decent at Guitar Hero? No, I never said that. I remember the Clash back in 2020. Yeah, that was bad back then too. The biggest problem with that was, one, race, that event was too long. It was like 75 laps. Should have never even been that long. It should at max be 40 or 45 or 50. Or maybe not even 50, maybe 40. It used to be just a 20-lap sprint. It had no right to be that long. And it was just... it was bad. Because the majority of it was uneventful, and then it turned to a wreck fest, which turned into another wreck fest, turned into another wreck fest. Then there was a start where everyone wrecked, which is still an unexplainable event of how that even occurred. The way everybody just kind of spun almost makes it seem like somebody was leaking oil on the track and they just didn't spot it. Which, again, that's just really bizarre how all that played out, because usually they're pretty good on catching things like that, so it was really odd. So it just turned into a complete shit show, and then the announcers didn't even know Denny Hamlin wasn't on lead lap, so they were thinking like he was racing for the win, so that just added another layer of just embarrassing crap to it. It was bad. And I don't know. I think even now, the only way a Bud shootout would work is basically making it simple again. Having it just be the poll winners from the previous year.
15-17.
Or either not go to like the traditional route or just essentially have pole winners and race winners of the previous year make it. That'll be simple. I mean, we had a lot of different winners, but I don't know how many of them had poles. I mean, it would probably still be a decently big field. It'd still probably be like 20, 25, but it wouldn't be a 75 lap race where 55 laps or nothing's happening, and then the other, 20 is just everybody wrecking.
Steady. 3 wide. We drop back a spot. Let's push it.
So I don't know. Thoughts on the Chicago street course? I think it's gonna be awful. Primarily because the track, street courses, they have very narrow, tight corners. The Indy road course, the first corner of that track is almost like a street course level tight corner, and it's probably gonna be awful. Road courses this year weren't that great, and then you add them on a street course, I think it's gonna be horrifically bad. So I have really no hope. They're doing all this shit, and they it's not necessary. It's a gimmick. It's just a gimmick. That's probably not going to work out. Well, they have a perfectly fine 1.5-mile racetrack at Chicagoland that, with this package that we've seen this previous year, will positively will provide very solid racing. That track is aged. That track was getting really good in the last 2 years before it died because of COVID. So I would love for that track to come back, and it might after the street course deal ends, but that's gonna be 2026, and who knows how good of a condition that track's gonna be in if it's left untouched for the next 3-4 years. That's another big worry. I mean, just like any other year, I'm really just expecting more. I mean, what to really expect from the next season? It's going to be more inconsistencies on a week-to-week basis, where they're going to enforce things where they don't, and where they don't, they should. I mean, it's just going to be a mess. And especially with how the season ended, I'm not super hyped or excited to get back in the racing season. I mean, that season ended on such a lackluster note. It failed on every aspect of what NASCAR wanted this one race winner-take-all format to be. It failed on that. It failed as just a race in general, even if you take away all the playoff stuff. Just as a normal race on its own, it wasn't good. So, I don't know. Again, every year, everybody says, 95% of people say, but a one-race championship thing is just not fucking good. It's awful. I think Denny Hamlin's expressed on Twitter that maybe there should be a 3-race championship round, which that's better than one race. I would still at least... What I would really like is, instead of the Final Four being reset to 0, or basically even points, for that last round, the round of 4, I want all of their playoff points to carry over into that Final Four with 3 races left. That I really like. I thought that's what they were originally going to do with this playoff format back in 2017, is that in the Final Four they're going to carry over their playoff points into the final round, which I think is really interesting. There is a video idea on that concept, because I think that's pretty... I feel like it's a good idea. It makes everything they've done up to that point mean something, instead of just wiping it clean. So yeah, I would love for them to do something like that. Well, obviously also eliminate 16 fucking people making it. We're almost 48% of the field make it, which is stupid.
The 17 car down low.
Also, we're really close to... Are we gonna get screwed out of this somehow? With the pit strategy? I don't know. This has gotten into a really weird, like, category with all this. Jerry Nadeau's out of fuel. I am... It finally happened, and I think that's going to end the race. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, good old caution on the pit road. That might end the race. That might end the race. And I don't even know if I'm in the top 10. I don't know how many people are going to be able to make it on fuel, or... Okay, well, this got all fucked up. That's it. I'm gonna... No, I'm still in the top 10. Elliott Sadler just won this fucking... We can work with the top 10. Elliott fucking Sadler just won this.
We usually have more cautions than that, don't we?
Well, you're right, but that just makes for a better race, in my opinion. It really makes the better drivers stand out that much more.
The DeVilbiss car ended up in the top 10 at the end of the race.
Of course, all these teams want to win every race, but a top 10 finish is still a great accomplishment at the racetrack.
Join us next time for another exciting NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. So long now from all of us here at EA Sports and MRN.
Imagine a race ending like that, where Kenny Walsh just goes cartwheeling up in the air for Elliott Sadler to win on fuel strategy at a track that has plagued him at Talladega multiple times. That's weirdly poetic. Ricky Rudd almost got his bitch ass a win there too. That would have been even more infuriating. Wow. Yeah, we got a top 10, which I think we're really lucky, because I think we were 13th before all that happened. So I don't know. I mean, that literally happened right when we hit the line. So maybe if there was another lap, I could have gained a couple more spots. I don't know, but that was just weird. That was just really freaking weird. We're going to gain points on Dale Jarrett still, so that's a plus. And Kurt got 18th. Benson, 19th. Not bad. Top 10 got all fucked up. Jeff Green's up here. Ward Burns at 4th. Joe Moore got fucking 3rd. The announcer got 3rd. What a wacky result. Yeah, like Ultimate Dragon said, Sadler winning Talladega. That's very poetic. Something's very magical about that. We're gonna do Martinsville. That'll be the last race of the stream. Engine, this is still in good shape. Everything's still pretty good. We're still overhauling that. Body, can't do anything there. Shop edition, 6 on the boring plates. So there's really not a whole lot to do in the R&D stuff. But point situation, got a 69-point lead on Dale Jarrett. Off Kamey. JC, I swear on my off Kame. The only reason it's like that is because I couldn't fit all of this, like the letters. So we're still the point leader by 69 over Dale Jarrett and 88 over Harvick. Stewart is 4th, Junior's 5th, Rudd is 6th with his good finish. Mark's in 8th, Burton's 9th, Burton 10th, Burton's 9th, and Labonte's 10th. I got the B's mixed up. And Newman's 11th. Elliott Sadler jumped to 13th. Michael Waltrip 13th. Kurt 14th. Kurt did get a top 10 at Texas. I didn't mention it during my story rant, but yeah, he did good. Ricky Craven 15th. Ken's at 16th. Rusty's 18th. Ugh. Johnny Benson P20. And Benson his point finish. So 22nd, 19th. Okay, I mean, he might improve this season. He's teetering on that edge so far, but I don't know. We'll see. Johnson's 22nd. That's kind of funny. Benson is ahead of Jimmy Johnson in the points. That is surreal to think about, but hey, that just goes to show if Johnny Benson was in Hendrick equipment, he might have kicked some freaking ass. You said Elliott Sadler and Michael Waltrip were both third. JC, I swear to God, get your freaking nerd glasses off and stop being Mr. freaking technical over here. Well, actually, okay, hold on. Let me do it properly. Now, Elliott Sadler is currently 12th in the standings, and Michael Waltrip is 13th in the standings. Technically, Elliott Sadler is 12th in the standings, and Michael Waltrip is 13th in the standings. Fucking noob. Alright. Let's get into Martinsville. Bring our best stuff. Chassis. We're bringing everything we got into this one. Best tire wear, best car. That's technically the best efficiency, so we'll go with that, just for fuel's sake. Because the fuel, going 80 down force, 73... Yeah, we're bringing everything we got. 78, okay, 78, but yeah, we need to bring our best here because the AI are so stupid fast. It's gonna be absolutely insane. So yeah, can't believe we got 8th at freaking Talladega. We completely dominated that. Led 29 of the 47 laps, and a horribly timed yellow just broke everything. Tony Stewart's first. Kurt's 8th. Okay. Let me just do some practice laps to make sure the forward gear's all right. Is that? Yeah, that's probably true, Ultimate Dragon. Yeah, you got a point. I guess it's not really a surprise he was the guinea pig at Roush because they were using the 26 car, which I don't think really had any prior development beforehand. So I guess it's not a total shock that that car really didn't get the love it deserved. But I mean in like a hypothetical sense.
1952.
If the 48 was the same performance level that Jimmy Johnson had in like 2002, and it went to Benson, I feel like he could do pretty alright. I mean, what Benson was able to do with the equipment he had is, like, already is still impressive as all hell. I mean, I guess you could kind of see it in the truck series when he was actually given, like, good equipment and when the team would focus around him, like, yeah, he did pretty damn good. I mean, getting 14 wins in 3 seasons is pretty damn nuts. I mean, how many other truck drivers have done that? Yeah, I think we'll lower the 4th gear a couple of notches, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. I shared the diecast update picture in your Discord. Okay, let me look at it, JC. Damn. Let's see. I like how you have Eric Jones leading the pack. That's cool. It looks pretty damn good. On your PS2... You know what? From the perspective, I thought they were all big cars. I don't know why I thought that. They're all... Yeah, you got the Tootsie one. Yeah, it's a good scheme. Chastain's one. That's a good one. Kyle Busch's one. That's good. Chase Elliott. Oh, pretty good one. The only one I don't like is Logano. Because fuck them. But every other scheme looked pretty good. Yeah. I like that. Nice. And you got it on your PS2 as well. Looks nice. I'm going to lower my 4th gear a couple of notches. We'll go from there. So we'll have MRN take it away, and we're going to begin our journey of surviving Martinsville and hopefully getting a decent enough finish, possibly. I don't know. It's going to be a lot tougher than Bristol, that's for sure.
Welcome once again to Martinsville, Virginia. MRN is proud to present live coverage of today's Martinsville 500. This track presents quite a challenge for the drivers and the crews, doesn't it, Barney?
Drivers work the brakes hard at this racetrack. It's like 2 drag strips with short turns. The wear and tear these cars take from the track is bad enough. Then add in some good old beating and banging with other cars. Now that's stock car racing, baby.
Things are not going well this year for Stanton Barrett.
Well, you're right. You can see the disappointment in his crew as well. These guys will bounce back, though. All they need is just one good finish to put their minds back on track.
Greg Biffle won the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year award in the NASCAR Busch Series in 2001. He started all 33 races that year and posted 5 wins. The DeVilbiss car can't seem to find the right setups for his qualifying runs this year.
When you're always starting in the back, it puts extra pressure on the driver and the team. You constantly have to be on your toes, looking for that next position and watching out for wrecks. If you qualify poorly, it makes it that much harder to even have a good finish.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Alrighty, all the Winston Cup cars are rolling off. We got Tony Stewart on pole, Gordon second. I think, unless we get a weird caution glitch, I think Tony Stewart's probably going to win it, if I had to imagine. With the track being this dangerous, we're going to try our best to be very careful. I know it's not going to happen, it's a pipe dream, but I could dream. So here we go. 125 laps. I think they're going to check up in turn 1, so I'm going to go way down low. Yep, there's the checkup. McMurray kind of... I mean, he just sent it in on poor Jeff Green. I mean, I didn't really mean to gain that many spots. Didn't really mean to gain that many spots in the first corner, but I saw a hole. McMurray apparently saw a hole as well, so we'll just gain like almost 10 spots right off the start. Try to get a good launch off the corner. Other than that first lap, it should be a very slow and methodical type of race for myself. This is weird. We're actually able to get in the corner a little bit deeper. Didn't really expect that. I thought they were just going to easily just destroy me, but so far it's... Well, McMurray, I mean, that wasn't very nice.
That one was quick. Let's do it again. Hold your line. He's still there. Number 42 is still there. Make it easy. Okay, we're clear. Number 27, it's up high. 1938. Attaboy, keep it smooth just like that. The leader has about 9 seconds on us. Still there. Clear on both sides.
Jeez, how does it feel that Logano's paint scheme is essentially Kurt Busch's 2011 car?
1964.
At least I could say that Mike Hurt made that scheme, or it was originated from Kurt's car in that 2011 season. Makes me happy.
Got one outside.
Boy howdy, I would love to see Logano actually have a different paint scheme.
Clear all around.
I would rather just not see him be born at all. That would have been a better outcome.
You put another behind you. All clear, back. 1951. Good lap. Got one high. Still there. All clear, buddy.
Hey, hello, Allison. Thanks for tuning into the stream.
1960.
We're on our last race for the evening. We did Texas and Talladega. Okay, now it seems like we stalled out to 26th. As you can see, the leaders, I mean, they are 3/4 of the way to lapping me in 10 laps. That is absolutely insane. Like, their race pace speed.
Whoa, that was a quick lap.
What happened at Arby's? Sanic, it was like a 40-minute story. I mean, it was quite literally an adventure. It was truly a journey.
1974. Get back on your marks now. We're slipping a little on the clock. The 45 car is going low. You're flying out there, buddy. Good job.
JC in the roast beef shoes, I swear. What have I created?
That's the lap time I'm looking for. Keep it up, buddy. Number 45, down low. Clear all around. Gotta pick it up a little. Good lap. Keep hitting those marks. The 45 car is
JC, you're working on Christmas Day? That fucking sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't even think, like, malls would be open that day.
1961. Come on, you can do better. You're a little off the pace.
Oh, I thought you did. I don't know why I'm thinking that then.
Wow, you're fast.
I can't believe how slow I am. I mean, it is unbelievable how, like, just off the pace I am. Like, is 26 really, like, the best I could possibly do? I thought at least slowly start to move through the field, but I just lost time to 25th more and more.
1954. That was a great lap, buddy. The 42 car wants to get by you. Number 42 is inside.
That's about the only thing the car has going for is just, ow. And he's mad with me about that? Like, what kind of shit is that, McMurray? Yeah, this is not good. We need that caution glitch to save us, basically, at this point.
We need a little more speed. We lost some time on that lap. Let's get it back.
You brought rivals with you? Are you gonna record the Chase Elliott champion career mode thing? I mean, I feel like that would be kind of a neat Christmas special.
That one was off the pace. Stay focused, buddy.
I'm about to go a lap down. I mean, it is absolutely insane just how slow I am. It's amazing. I mean, Tony Stewart is so much faster than me. It's almost a joke.
Get back on your marks now. We're slipping a little on the clock.
I'm gonna make this car wide, though. I'm gonna make this car freaking wide for Tony to not pass.
Your right front tire's a little worn. Careful now.
1951.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice lap. Halfway on gas.
Well, first off, how much is Rivals? Because I would say anything under 20 would be worth it, because I don't think it's worth the full retail price or whatever it should be.
How's the car setup feel? Our time's a little off.
It's off 25%? That's not too bad. I don't know if it's under 20 bucks though.
You gotta pick it up a notch.
Even then, I don't even know if the game would be worth $20. It might be just worth 10, to be honest.
Number 20 is going to lap you. 1978.
Come on, you can do better.
Somehow we're holding off Tony Stewart. I don't really understand how I'm doing it. But we're doing it.
1980.
Gotta pick it up a little. You're a little off the pace.
You're still on Heat 3. Get Heat 4! That's like worth it. And I think it's dirt cheap on Steam now.
You haven't got much longer on that left front tire.
1994.
Your pace is falling off. Pick it up a little.
The only way the Rivals DLC would be worth it if it was like $5 and you got, I think, every DLC that Ignition has, then I could probably justify the $5. But $10 for 30 schemes, not even all of them working at the other tracks with the AI, it's not worth it. That $10 is not worth it.
Get back on it. We're losing time.
Oh, you already have the Heat games. Oh, well, that's good. I think. I don't.
Number 6 is about to put your lap down.
Mark Barnes took the lead. Okay, I hope it goes green the whole way. I don't care.
Another line. We need to get
Go Mark, get a win.
We lost some time on that lap. Let's get it back.
The 20 car.
No, Stewart, no. Damn it, he got by Mark again.
1997.
That one was off the pace. Stay focused, buddy.
Clear.
That was a terrible quarter.
Fuel gauge.
Number 20 is about to lap you. 24.
Get back on your marks now. We're slipping a little on the clock.
Got one outside.
No, I refuse to go a lap down. I'm amazed I'm holding him off as good as I have.
Is there something wrong with your car? That lap was off your pace.
I am 3 seconds off of 27th. How? We really, really need that caution glitch to happen. That's the only way it could save our race, and our only chance to get a top 10. Newman now took the lead. This race is having a lot of lead changes, which I didn't expect. People are pitting right now. That's good. Ward burns down pit road. Caution glitches on the horizon. At least it should, based on... Yeah, because Ward, it's either Ward or Mayfield that always brings it out. And right now, we are still on lead laps, so we are in good shape at the moment. And we're still good on fuel for quite a while, so... Yeah, I'm just hoping it happens. No. There goes Newman down pit road. I don't know where Ward is. I don't see him. I can't see him. Well, at least I'm able to actually move up through the, or at least keep the fuel going for a while. Like, the efficiency's good. Obviously, that 27 was on fresh tires. Either Bill Elliott, Ward Byrne, or Christian Fittipaldi usually bring out that caution glitch. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Right on cue. Our race is saved. We're going to be able to get a top 10 finish, maybe. Hell yeah. Yes! Alright, perfect. Thank you, Fittipaldi. Yep. Fittipaldi. Thank you. That saved our race. So we are pitting. So what's this field order like? Kurt's fourth, okay. How many people are on the lead lap? Oh my god, it's only 11. Johnny Benson's the first car lap down in 12th, hell yeah. Alright, so Kurt's up there, which is good. Man, I miss Sprinter. I don't know where he is lately. I'm hoping he's doing all right. Yeah, he wasn't parked in the stall where I looked like he was getting out of pit road. I don't know. Kept their car in pretty good shape after all that. It's just back bumper damage from McMurray hitting me and then one scrape touch from the wall, but otherwise pretty good. And we get a pit crew mistake, but I think we'll be, I mean, we're going to be like 11th at worst on lead laps, so that's not bad. It's just, it's going to make this race really interesting from here on out. I mean, there's only 11 on the lead lap, so if I fail to get a top 10, that's going to be really, really depressing after this. Especially that we have David Green up there. Like, we should definitely... Okay, we're still 10th, okay. Oh, stack up. Alright, we got to the inside line. Ooh, boy. Oh, Carlo Nemechek. Yeah, he big pit. Oh my god, David Green and Marlin got together. Alright, we'll take advantage of that. Get to 7. Run away. Ricky Rudd, I'm not in the mood to wreck you today. It's just not the time. Hey, hello, Blue Jimmy. Thanks for stopping by in the stream. Hope I'm trying to do well. It's been a rough couple of weeks and months, really, so I'm trying to get by. I thought I had to sneeze.
1962. Keep coming. We're getting there. Interval between you and the leader is 4.5.
Got one eye. Still beside you. Careful. Hold your line. You still there?
Hello, Newman.
Number 12 is looking to be
Alright,
fast.
still mate. We're still in the top 10.
Okay, we're clear. 1969.
Okay, buddy. We're faster than the leader. Let's get up there.
Car high.
I think our car is so decent now in fuel efficiency that we could probably get away with going down to third gear and thus not losing too much time on fuel. Because it does seem like downshifting still is faster.
19.
Yeah, 19.1 with that, so
Awesome lap. Let's keep working that line. Come on,
I'm going to
buddy,
go
we're
back
6
to
seconds
that.
back. Let's get up there.
Even though we're running 28th at one point, I mean, the car, I mean, it felt fine. I didn't really have any issues. That's what made it really odd that we were that off the pace.
You're gaining on the leader. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead.
How's the love interest going? I don't really feel like talking about it, to be honest. Nothing really bad has happened, just I don't really feel like talking about it.
1932.
Catching up to the leader. Keep on it. Keep an eye on your mirror.
Leave it to Mayfield to block.
1929.
Hello, Newman again. We'll get a good run off the corner. Yeah, Mayfield being a pain, which is a theme of the game with lap traffic in general. That was a terrible corner. We're just chilling in 7th. Losing time to the leader still. Kurt's still 5th, which is always appreciated. I don't know if that caution glitch is going to happen a second time, but really the only thing we can do is just stay out as long as we possibly can. In hopes of a yellow.
1912.
That was your fastest lap so far. Leader's interval is about 9 seconds. Take care of your car. We'll get him. That speed will get us to the front. Keep it up.
Sometimes I wonder if I just suck at this track that bad. I don't know.
Dig, buddy. Dig, dig, dig.
It's crazy. It is, I mean, it's still, even after all these years, insane just how fast they are at this track. It never gets old.
Okay, let's get after these guys now.
I'm really not gaining time on the leader at all, and they're dealing with lap traffic and everything,
Buddy, push it. We can pick up
which
some
is even sadder. You would think I would gain a little bit of time with them dealing lap traffic, but it hasn't even happened.
making up some time.
Yeah, NASCAR 50. Oh my god, the AI were absolutely broken here. They would basically race like it's a pack race, which is stupid and bad and awful. Car rating is a 78. I mean, it's pretty well upgraded.
You're closing on the leader. All right, now get hungry. We need to eat up this 10-second gap to the leader.
more try. I mean, there's not really a whole heck of a lot I can do. Even to Ricky Rudd is 5 seconds. At a track like this, that is almost half a lap. I mean, we're damn near, well, not really exactly half a lap, but they're far ahead. That's the point I'm trying to extrapolate from that sentence.
1975. We're catching them, buddy. Stay with it.
So we should be pitting around lap 85 to 90, so we're almost there.
Leaning on the leader. Okay, you've got some
Oh my god, we gained like a tenth.
seconds on us.
How did they misspell Bell's name in Rivals? I think in the files of like Heat 5, that wasn't like that.
Passes left in there somewhere. I know you do.
So that's even that's even sadder. Bell's not even a complicated name to mistype. But then again, when you have Russians working on it, when English isn't their first language, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
1962. Catching up to the leader. Keep on it. All right, now get hungry. We need to eat up this 10-second gap to the leader.
Number 12 is gaining on you.
Fuel's down to half.
Wow, I can't believe they messed up his name, Christopher. That's sad. Oh, that's hilarious.
That speed will get us to the front. Keep it up.
Got one eye.
What was weird is when Stewart caught up to me originally. There was a part in the run where the car was just fast enough. So, I don't know if our car is just eventually going to get faster on the long run or what, but we're not really doing a whole heck of a lot now. We're just barely ahead of Newman. Stewart's about to, well, he's a lap down, so all of Stewart, I think Stewart's probably trying to bank on is trying to get back to the lead and unlapping himself, but I don't, he's way too far back for that to happen.
Okay, let's get after these guys now.
When was the last time I passed a car? It feels like it's been a while.
1976.
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots.
Number 20 is looking left. 1985.
Making up some time.
We got some people short pitting, which might be a good strategy, but I don't know with the AI here. I don't know if that's going to work. We're also,
You're closing on the leader.
yeah, I knew I had a bad feeling. If I was going to really go all out in that corner, I was going to enter the corner shallow, slide up the track, and wreck myself. I knew what was coming. Well, I didn't know that was coming in the corner there with how bad I entered it, but yeah, I knew. See, there's a few instances where I have an idea of,
Let's get up there.
like, you know, something bad's about to happen.
Seen some action. Don't let him by, but try not to hold him up either.
Mayfield's being a big pain.
92.
Keep coming. We're getting there.
Number 31 down low.
He's taking it easy on you. If there's anyone else, he'd be blocking.
Clear all around. Got one outside.
Well, for the first time since, I don't know when,
89.
We're catching him, buddy. Stay with
we're going to make a pass on someone, and it's going to be Fittipaldi of all people. I don't know if that's much of an accomplishment,
43 is looking high.
but I don't know. I'm honestly surprised I actually was able to hit Mayfield there. With how slow we've been, I just didn't expect it.
1975.
That could have been bad.
The 22 car is outside. 29.
You got some passes left in there somewhere. I know you do.
You're clear. Got one outside.
You gotta be low on fuel. Check your gauges.
Clear on both sides. 1968.
Catching up to the leader. Keep on it.
The only really good thing about all this is Kurt's still in the top 5. He's going to have an extremely good point day. No other cars in front of me have pitted, so that's interesting. Biffle, oh no. Oh, that might be a wreck if he's getting into turn 1. Like, they're not, I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be disastrous. I just got a bad feeling about it. Okay, he got to the inside, so I guess they got around him without any problems. That was just at a really weird angle. I thought there was going to be yellow from that.
Looks like some of the leaders are headed down pit road.
1982.
Dig, buddy. Dig, dig, dig.
Carlo. All clear, buddy.
I don't know if another yellow is going to happen. I know it happens once in a race like this, but I can't remember if it's twice.
Looking to pass. Got one down low. Clear all around.
Let's get a new left rear tire.
20, 26.
Come on, buddy. Push it. We can pick up some more spots. Gas tank's almost dry. Time to fill her up.
I have no idea where Fittipaldi's at. That
22.
JC, I swear to God. I swear to God. That does feel like something you would say. JC reminds me of the one kid from Polar Express. I swear.
The leaders are coming into pit.
All right, since the leaders are pitting, we're gonna do the same.
28.
You're closing on the leader.
If something happens, it happens.
29 is gaining on you.
I don't want to get too far behind them.
Car high.
In fact, I lied. Apparently, I'm just gonna stay on extra lap.
Car is still
My mind had more control over... Alright, that actually worked! Fittipaldi again. Okay, well, you know, I had something right after all.
2019.
Okay, buddy. We're faster than the leader.
My body knew more than my mind in that moment. Because I was going to pit. Staying out, I don't know if that's going to actually help me as much, but... We're going to pit. Alright, so that does happen. Okay, well, good. We're going to really BS a good finish after all this shit. Okay, Kurt is second. Oh my god. Mark's leading, which is good. We are guaranteed a top 5. There's 4 on the lead lap. We're good. We're going to get our top 5. And I don't think we're going to get any more spots. I just, those other cars are so much faster. Even Kurt, like, they were way, way faster than me. So we are guaranteed a top 5. That's perfect. It's going to work out. I mean, we're going to be on a slight tire advantage because they did just pit, so we'll have, like, what, 1 lap better tires than them, but I don't think it's going to be enough, but that is a guaranteed top 5. Thank you, Christian Fittipaldi. I don't have anything to drink. JC, go get something to drink! My throat is hurting tonight because I've been talking so much and ranting about, like, the adventure I had today. So, yeah, it's... What if you can actually win? You just need other drive. Guys, that got me. That was good.
We're deep in the field. Be careful.
We're fourth. How's that deep in the field? Unless we're just stuck behind a lot of lap cars, maybe. No, we're fourth. We're not deep in the field. What are you talking about? All right, 25 to go. We're gonna get to the inside there, no problem. Mark's leading. Kurt is second. I can't imagine Kurt is gonna be able to get by Mark. There's just no way. Mark is usually so much faster of an AI car. It's not gonna happen. But hey, we got a guaranteed top 5. Junior's 19 seconds back for me. He might be able to catch me. The sad thing is he might be able to catch me with how fast these AI are. It's possible. Ricky Rudd, I'm not dealing with you today, so yeah, even with lap traffic, they get around lap traffic really good at this. Of all tracks, I mean, they get around lap traffic in this game overall pretty good, but for whatever reason at Martinsville, it's like they almost never get caught up. I am pushing it way too hard in the corner. Oh, Dale Jarrett, I think he will gain some points on me. Which I expected to lose so much more points than this, so this is a very nice surprise.
19:22. Running strong. Now let's work our way to the front. 20 now. 20 laps to go.
I don't know what type of lap times they're running. It's gotta be like 18.5s or something. It's insane. Compared to what they run in real life at the time, I mean, we're just zipping through this track. I'm put in a weird spot. Who the hell do I root for? Do I root for Kurt or Mark? I mean, it's a win-win for me no matter what. He's closing. That's another terrible corner. Hey, I just want to see this play out. So I don't want to do anything stupid. I don't want to wreck myself or anything. I just want to see this play out because Mark is sort of closing on... Or Kurt is closing on Mark. Now it's half a second.
Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots. There's some leaders coming in.
Oh, no. Oh, is Mark pitting? What is going on? Oh, it's Mark and Kurt. No! Oh, now we're second. What?
Making up some time. Keep hitting those marks.
Oh, Newman's for position. I wasn't even thinking about that. Is Jarrett gonna pit? Oh, that's even worse, because Jarrett's gonna potentially gain even more points on me. Oh, that's some shit. I'm upset. What a really disappointing race. I mean, really good for me, but really disappointing for Mark and Kurt. I feel like this happened to Kurt last time at Martinsville. Last season.
19:49. Okay, buddy, we're faster than the leader. Let's get up there.
No, I'm not. I'm not faster than it. Stop lying.
Let's get up there.
There's no way in hell we're faster than Jarrett. He's just so much quicker.
19:42. Keep coming. We're getting there.
Especially with Mark and Kurt pitting there. Where the hell are they? Mark is 8th. Kurt's not. Okay. Alright, that's as far back as they can go anyway. So, we're still going to get top 10s. That's as bad as I thought. Okay. I will take that. There's only 2 cars on lead lap. Huh. I mean, hey, they're still getting top 10s. That's good.
We're catching them, buddy. Stay with it. Okay, time to go.
6.1.
Leader's about 6 seconds ahead.
I know I lost time. I don't know what more the game wants out of me out of this track.
1941.
You're gaining on the leader. Just 10 laps.
Unless
left.
Jarrett has to pit.
You got some passes left in there somewhere.
Elliott
I know
Sadler.
you do. Let's
I
go
just
now. Still 7 seconds off the lead.
I just want to reiterate this. He won at Talladega through a very wonky, goofy yellow right at the end of the race that he just so happened to be leading. And now he's in the Martinsville where he's running 4th. Elliott Sadler has had a very good stream or a series of races lately. Good for him.
We're running strong. Now let's work our way to the front. We gotta pick up 7 seconds.
You know what's weird in this stream today is, I mean, we won at Texas, which was to be expected. I thought I was going to win Talladega, but then that terribly timed yellow just really messed things up.
That speed will get us in the
And
front. Keep it up.
we're getting out of this with all top 10 finishes, so it was only just one race where we were outside the top 10. Last season we had 4, so I like to try to improve that streak or get better at it. So I'm hoping that happens.
Dig, buddy, dig, dig,
So
dig.
far we're just stuck at 7.2 seconds lately, so it's an improvement, but it might be because of lap traffic. I think it's finally starting to hold up Jarrett.
He wasn't so friendly. He'd be blocking. Okay, let's get after these guys now. Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead. Gas tank is at half. Making up some time.
Mark and them are 1 lap down, right? So we're 2 laps down? I don't know. I thought they were going to gain more spots. We're going to let Mark and them go. I'm not going to, they got like 20 lap fresher tires than me, so no real need to hold them up. Yeah, well, through the final corner, Dale Jarrett's going to get a win. He's actually going to be able to close in me on points a little bit. So that's scary. And we're going to get through the last corner. We're going to bring it home second through a lot of wonky pit calls and caution glitches. I'll take it. We had no right to finish second. Kurt and Mark rallied to get 6th and 7th. That's pretty good.
Not very many caution laps in this one.
Well, I can assure you all those guys who finished in the back would like to have seen more cautions. Gives them a chance to make adjustments without the penalty of going a lap down. They just didn't have that luxury this time.
The DeVilbiss car really did a fantastic job keeping his car away from trouble all race long.
You know, these NASCAR Winston Cup race teams absolutely love drivers who take care of their cars. Makes their jobs a whole lot easier when they aren't having to spend extra hours in the body shop each week.
The 63 car had some problems on the track with the 25 car,
It certainly looks that way. I'm not sure who started everything, but it should be fun to watch over the next couple of races to see what develops.
We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing on the voice of NASCAR, MRN. So long, we'll see you next week at the California Speedway.
You know what I gotta say about that, Joe? You better be careful, or I might have to have you say hi to John for me. Don't make me. Don't make me. That's fucked up. So we ended up getting second. Jarrett did lead laps, so he's going to get 180 points versus us 170. So we only lose 10. That's not that bad. Mark and Kurt get both good runs. Same with Sadler. Rudd got 8th, Newman 9th, Stewart 10th after starting on pole, leading probably the first 40 laps. Dale Jr. led another 38. We actually did have a good variety of different leaders. Like we were right behind Stewart at one point, running 28th. So yeah, they were swapping lead quite a bit. Johnny Benson 16th after starting 35th. That is honestly pretty damn good. So proud of him for that. Jimmy Johnson 17th. Again, Benson's just outrunning Johnson on a week-to-week basis, which I love to see. Marlin 21st. I think we only had one blow-up, I think? 2? Yeah, Biffle, and that's it, so. Alright, that wasn't that bad. It was a good race. Went very solidly. 3 good races, one after another. And with that, we'll wrap up this stream. That was pretty good. We just about clocked in at 3 hours. Take a look at the points. Jarrett is going to be 59 back. Harvick is way out of... Not way out, but he is under 1 race behind. But Stewart and everyone else are over 1 race behind. So they are kind of in a hole. It's really only between me and Jarrett so far. And Harvick kind of has a shot. But we'll see how these next couple of races play out. We got Auto Club, Richmond, and then we'll do the Coke 600. I'm not doing the All-Star race because... I don't really think there's a need to run it, so we'll just kind of skip it, and then we'll so we got 3 next episode or next stream, and I don't know how all these are gonna go. I think 2 of these 3 we can maybe win, but Coke 600 I'm not sure, but we'll see. Laps led. Oh, wrong one. Laps led, Tony Stewart with 213 with us at 142. Jarrett's at 98. Mark led. Yeah, he has 26 laps. Okay. And that's our top 10. And Kurt still has more laps led than Jimmy. That's pretty funny. Now we just need Johnny Benson to lead more laps than Johnson. That'd be kind of funny. So what's the rest of the point situation like? Rudd 6th, Marcus 7th, nice. Jeff Burton 8th, Gordon's 9th, Newman's 10th, and Sadler's 12th. Kurt 13th, nice. Waltrip, Craven. Rusty Wall 17th, Kenseth 18th, Marlin 19th, Benson 20th still. Jimmy's 21st, that's kind of funny. Ward Burden. Yeah, so. Well, I mean, last season Kurt, I think, got 9th in the standings, I think. Yeah, he got 9th, so he's kind of on a downfall this season, but still plenty of time. I think he'll be ahead of the Sadlers, so here's hoping Kurt can do good. Gordon's choking this year. That's kind of funny. I could at least appreciate that every season it does seem like different drivers run better or worse. So I appreciate that element of it. Anything to repair in the garage? Really just that 98 one. That's really our technically our weakest one. Engine. Our weakest one is the engine number 4. So we'll overhaul that, get that a little bit better. And then bodies, this will be 77, so we'll up that a little bit. That'll go up to an 82. We did improve our shop with that, sections, so that's why, everything's, really good. Nothing to do in the shop editions, so with that, we'll save our stuff one more time, and we'll kind of wrap up the stream from here. So yeah, doing 3 races in this Thunder 04 stuff, it almost taxes out right at 3 hours, which is perfect. So it's really good. And we did kind of have 2 long-ish races with Texas and Talladega, so it probably doesn't help either. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Thank everybody for tuning into the stream. Thank you, JC and Scott McNew, for the super chats and stuff. I appreciate it. That helps me a ton. So thank you a lot for doing that. And yeah, next stream of Thunder 04 stuff will be for the fantasy season. We'll go back and look at that real quick before we cap off the stream. This is our custom one here. So next stream of Thunder 04 stuff, either, I don't know when, I can't guarantee anything, but we'll be going to Fisherman, or well, Dockside, and then the old 2002 Homestead, and then the Homestead Miami 400K. So those will all be interesting. I think if I had to make a guess based on practice stuff I've done, I think the Homestead Miami 400K might be the only one we'll have a shot to maybe win. Everything else, we'll just have to try to do good point racing. I mean, right now we have 39 points over everyone, so we're pretty good. And yeah, so it's been fun to do that, so we'll try to do that next stream whenever that happens. But yeah, that'll do it for me. I'll see you all another stream and everything. Have a good old Christmas and all that. Have a good time. Be safe out there with the weather and everything. So yeah, take care, and